I don't give a if they label me as ghetto. Cause ghetto to me is just black. We just black, we culture, we us, we unapologetically us. Like we don't give a so you can call me ghetto. I don't care, because I be thinking, like people be so offended when people be like, oh, you ghetto. People feelings really be hurt. And like, respectfully, if you don't want to be called ghetto, I respect people for who they are and for what they want to be recognized as. So respectfully, if you don't like that, I won't call you ghetto. But if you like me, you call me ghetto, baby, big ghetto, big whatever the you want me to be. If you want me to be ghetto, I don't care. I don't care, because we big degreed up in this. Very much experienced, very much saving lives, very much get to the bag. You feel me? Like, we doing.
What's the point of getting to the bag if you're going to act like this? Getting to the bag ain't everything if you just downright dumb and stupid and ignorant and ghetto. We're getting to the, this is the problem. Everybody's so focused on money. The Bonnet Crew Society, oh, we getting to the bag. Yeah, we getting to the bag. We making money. We're degreed up, but you're still dumb.
Oh my God.
What's having a degree worth if you're ignorant and you don't have any life skills or lessons, if you don't know how to communicate and carry yourself? What's the point of embracing being ghetto and then combining that with being, so you want to be ghetto with a ghetto person labeled as ghetto with a degree? How is that treating you? This is why I say this is crazy. This type of mentality is being embraced, and it's time for it to stop. It's been going on for too long. The Bonnet Crew Society of the Sisterhood Traveling Pants has got to stop. They have to be stopped. This is not it. What does your degree got to do with your mentality and how smart you are or dumb you are? Like, because running around claiming you happen to be ghetto doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. Why would you want to embrace that? That's not a good thing. But these are we degreed up. But we stupid as hell, but we got a degree. Yeah. It's like, it just doesn't make any sense, y'all. But this is what, and they always have a bonnet or a turban or scarf. Look, night clothes, sleep clothes, just walking around. We got degrees, but we stupid as hell, Like, come on now. We really dumb. We real ghetto, but we degreed up. Get to the bag. Well, this is not it, y'all. Let's continue.
Want all of that in the midst of being ghetto. Like, so you could call me ghetto, because I don't give a f. And when I go back to school, I'm going to go back and I'm going to get the highest degree that there is to get across that mother stage. And I'm going to be probably one of not many of the many black people in my program, because I'm going to claim it, and it's going to be mass, okay? But we're very rare to come by. So I'm going to be a rare commodity. I'm going to walk across that stage, get my diploma. I'm going to go in a parking lot and say, babe, play Let's Go by Key Glock. It's going to be me in the parking lot.
I don't know what she playing, but I'm not playing that. Wearing a bonnet, getting a degree, and happy to be called ghetto is where is that now? That's the flex? Is that what we should be doing as black women? We should go get all the highest degrees and call ourselves rare and wear bonnets and walk around and think that we're rare and we're so great and we're the best thing since sliced bread, and this is what you're gonna teach your children, to wear bonnets and think they rare? Go get all the degrees and then turn around and say, I'm ghetto.
Oh my God.
And start acting accordingly. That just doesn't make any sense. This is the most educated women in our society who are talking like this. See, this is where other people are watching this, and this is why they think that. This is why they consider all black people ghetto for the most part. They lump a lot of people, these stereotypes, they lump everybody in this one category that they're ghetto and they're loud, because they're running around here talking about we should embrace it. Ghetto comes with being black. Are you serious? Why is it always the horrible stereotypes that some Black people embrace. It's not everybody, but it's like, this is what we always see. We don't see the positive images of Black people. It's like it's hidden. And then when you do start to see it, it's like they got something negative to say about that. You can't be married and be happy to be married because they push. Look at it, talking about, oh well, if you're married and if you got a boyfriend, you remember that article that I posted about? Oh, if you got a man, now people suddenly don't like you. They don't gravitate towards you. They want to gravitate. They don't think that they have fun around you because you have a man. Like, it's so stupid. But it's just a narrative they're pushing to keep Black women single and making them feel empowered about doing so, and keeping you ignorant and ghetto and thinking all these degrees make you rare and special. You're not rare at all. How are you rare when all we see is the bonnet crew society of the sisterhood traveling pants with all these degrees, thinking that they're better than everybody? Like, come on, that ain't rare. We see that on a dime a dozen. We see that every day, all day. Ain't nothing rare about being ghetto and stupid. Oh, I don't care if you call me ghetto, because I'm gonna have the highest degree, but I'm gonna still wear my bonnet and act a fool because I don't care what nobody think. And you don't care about your image and how you look for yourself and for, you know what I'm saying? Like, for yourself. You don't have any kind of values and how you present yourself. Even if it's not for everybody else, you should have some type of standards of how you want to be presented out here in these streets. You know what I mean? It sort of like goes with the idea of, oh, I could, I'm not a 304, but I can wear what I want. If I want to wear a little ass cheek out, if I want to wear a little TNA out, and if I just want to look like a 304, I should be able to do that. Nobody should tell me nothing. I could dress how I want. You want to present yourself as one way and you want to be treated a different way. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't go that way. How you present yourself is how you get treated, and that's the assumption of what people are going to think about you. And if you don't care about that, well, we see a lot of them don't care, but then be the first ones hollering and screaming racism and all of these things when people treat you based on the way you present yourself. And you should want to have some type of, standards and morals about yourself. Like, it just everybody want to be considered these high value this and high value that. But you don't want to act accordingly, and you don't want to present yourself in that high value way. You want to act a fool and do whatever, but then you still want people to hold you in the highest regard of the upper echelon of people and treat you that way, treat you like queens when you act in ghetto and ratchet and a hot mess. Like, come on, it just doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. And I just don't, I don't understand it, but it is what it is. So I just thought that was stupid. And that the idea that as Black people, we're supposed to identify as ghetto just because we're Black it's a stereotype that I don't want to fit under. And I don't want to be looked at as ghetto just because I'm Black. You know what I'm saying? When I don't carry myself in the ghetto mentality, I do care about being looked at as ghetto. I do. And I think, as Black people who are already looked at in a certain way by others, you should want to be able to carry yourself in the most, in a better fashion. I'm not saying, y'all, and they always want to be called queens. And that's the thing, Black queens, but you act nowhere near a queen. You act like the peasants and worse, but you want to always be called queens. And I don't understand it. They want to act like they're better than other people, but then your attitude and the way you move, it doesn't reflect that. And so I just think, if you want to be called queens and all these things, well, act accordingly. Why, walk around like you have some dignity and some pride and respect for yourself. Just go out here any old kind of way, and then you want people to just not assume that you are the way you look based on how you dress and how you act. You act all loud and ghetto, and then get mad when you're looked at as loud and ghetto. When people assume that you're loud and ghetto because you're Black, but you're the same ones who embrace being ghetto. How can you embrace ghetto and then get mad when somebody call you with the very thing that you embrace? It doesn't make any sense. And this is why I say the change has to start with women. And I know a lot of people have different opinions about that, and I respect everybody's opinion. But it starts with the women, because if the women are the ones who are left holding the bag, right? They're the ones raising these kids. They're the one leading in the house, leading the household. Then it would make sense for them to start to make some changes to better the outcomes. so that the kids that are coming up, the children coming up, would have a different perspective, that they don't keep perpetuating the same mindset, the same mentality that is causing our communities to suffer. Some would even argue that we don't have a Black community, that is just in shambles and it doesn't even exist. But if the women are running the households and leading the households, you can't just be focused on money, getting to the bag and your degrees, but you need to be focused on the main values that would help to create a different outcome for your children, so that they will have a different perspective, so they won't be perpetuating this ghetto mentality, that they'll learn something differently. But we don't see that. We see the worst of the worst being pushed forward, and they have an agenda and they're pushing it, and it's making it look bad for the people who are raising their kids in a better way, who are adopting better mentalities for themselves and their kids, so they can raise decent human beings in society, so that we won't continue to, as a whole, to be looked at as the worst of the worst. So, that's my thing. This is why I say it starts at home. It definitely does. This is why fathers are necessary. 2-parent stable households are necessary, because we know that rears better results. As much as you can say, okay, well, some slip through the cracks, some have 2-parent households and they still are certain ways. That's true. But if we look at the majority of households that are raised by 2 stable parents, they fare better. So we need to at least take that route, because we know there's a better chance of them coming out better, as opposed to what we're seeing now.